This is a tutorial for the Thrum Mittens convertible flip top. I'm just going to show you the part in the pattern called the mitten flip top for the right and left hand. So in the pattern it says to pick up 19 stitches with a new double pointed needle and remove the safety yarn holding those 19 stitches. So I just wanted to make a quick video to show you how I do it. So for the 19 stitches, I have a piece of barber cord holding them. In the pattern I mentioned using a piece of waste yarn, and that's fine as well. So all you need to do if you're using waste yarn is grab your a new double pointed needle and just go ahead and pick up all the stitches that you see laying above the safety yarn. So I'll pick up that one and that one, and I'll go right across to the end until I have all 19 stitches on, and then I'll remove my safety yarn by just pulling it out, and then that DPN is holding them. Or if you're using barber cord like I have here, all you need to do is attach the end to your double pointed needle like that, and then pull it through those stitches. You want to make sure it's on there really good, and then you can pull and kind of push the needle through at the same time. So all I'm doing is kind of twisting it back and forth to get it through, and then making sure I get all 19 of them. So I've got 2 more here. There we go. So I have all 19 stitches on there, so I can pull that piece off, and that's what it should look like there for the next step. So now that we have that done, for time's sake, I've gone ahead and I have casted on my 21 new stitches onto a double pointed needle. So you can see I have 21 stitches. I have my tail and then my working yarn over to the left. So in the pattern it mentions to use the working yarn from the end of the left side of our double pointed needle. So I'm going to use the working yarn here, and then I'm just going to go to the end of my double pointed needle holding the 19 stitches, and it says to knit through the back loop, or KTBL, and then knit across those 19 stitches. So I'm just going to go into the back loop of this first stitch, grab my working yarn, bring it around the back here, get it all set up, and then just knit my first stitch there. So the reason why we're knitting into the back loop is because when we knit through the front, it twists the stitch, and then you've got a really odd looking stitch on the front. So this just makes everything look seamless and looks like it was looks like you continually knitted the mitten body up to the mitten top. So I'm just going to knit into the back loop, knit one, drop it off like that. So it looks like that. So we've got our 21 stitches here, and then our new 2 stitches, and then the rest of our stitches that we took off the waste yarn. So after we get to the end of this needle, we join the round. So I'm going to just pause and get to the end of the needle and then show you what it looks like, and then the next step. Okay, so I've knit across those 19 stitches, and then I've also got my 21 stitches over here, so I have a total of 40 stitches on one double pointed needle. So the next step in the pattern is to divide all these stitches here onto 3 needles so that we can work in the round and get our mitten top completed. So I'm just going to do that really quick and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've got all my stitches on 3 needles, all 40 of them, and I've got, so you can see there's the part of the 19 there, and then part of the 19, and then the rest of the 21 on those two. So I'm just going to join them back into the round and then start knitting again. So when we get back to this part, make sure they're not twisted in any way. But when we get back to this needle here, we're going to make put a stitch marker there just to mark the new beginning of round. So instead of our old spot where we left off, we're going to have a new beginning of round. So it'll mention that in the pattern as well, but I'm just showing you so that you have a visual. So there we go. So in the first round it says to knit 2, purl 2. So this is the part where we have some ribbing to kind of match up where we left off in the pattern. So it's all about making everything look seamless and look like we didn't actually do all this magical stuff. So there's my first one, and then there's my knit 2, and then we'll go straight into the purl 2. But I just wanted to show you how to join that in the round. It looks a little complicated with all my needle tips, but you'll get it. It's just like starting a new mitten, starting the cuff. So there we go. That's what it looks like. And then when you get up to the top of your mitten, it'll look something like this. So this is the ribbing part that we've started right here. So we'll be ribbing, and then on the front part we're going to be doing just a solid knit so that it kind of looks seamless and doesn't look like a flip top from the top side. And then you'll be adding a row of thrums, just 5 thrums on the knit part, and the back side you'll just still be doing the ribbing part. So that's kind of what we're working on right now to the tip of our mitten. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and find it helpful for knitting the new convertible mittens.